think Kodak Black been sipping that shit, man. I think Kodak been off that powder, man. I don't know what he taking. I don't know if he's snipping perkies. I don't know if he's popping yerkies. I don't know what he doing, but I know Kodak is on that shit, man. It's bad. He done got arrested for drug trafficking in Orlando. I don't know what the fuck going on.
November of 2025, it was close to 1 a.m. when officers were dispatched after multiple calls reporting gunfire and multiple vehicles parked where the shots originated.
Oh, he got arrested.
Arriving at the scene, officers observed several people gathered around two running vehicles with the headlights on. Approaching a BMW SUV, officers immediately smelt burnt cannabis coming from the vehicle.
You know
the driver
that.
was asked if he had a medical card, to which he said he did not, and officers also observed what appeared to be an open container protruding from under the passenger seat. They were in West Orlando off Mercy Drive, a crime-ridden neighborhood made famous by rappers such as Glock 9.
Right.
Based on the area, the smell of cannabis, reports of shots fired, and the driver having a suspended license, officers found probable cause to search the vehicle.
For sure.
A bag in the trunk contained 56 grams of cannabis in sealed marked bags, and a metal container containing a pink substance testing positive for ecstasy.
I thought he was about to say that pink cocaine, that P. Diddy special.
No! Continuing the search, a male identified as Bill Capri, aka Kodak Black, approached officers and observed the search.
That's his name, Bill Capri? I thought his name was Dr. Octane or some shit.
After clearing the BMW, officers moved to a green Lamborghini Urus, finding James Tweedy sleeping in the back seat.
He's sleeping. How the hell some shots get let off, police searching the shit, they got lights on and you in the back seat?
Next to him laid a leather bag. Officers opened the front passenger door and without entering could see a white powdery substance on a $100 bill on the floorboard. Next to the $100 bill was a pair of pink scissors, the same scissors seen in an Instagram post by Kodak Black 7 days prior to this incident.
Interesting.
The two rings on the floorboard also matched the rings worn by Kodak. Officers woke Tweedy up to search the vehicle, and as he exited, he reached down towards his waist and his shirt slightly came up. Officers could see he was armed, and they'd remove a holstered Glock 19 off his waist, an extended magazine from his jacket, and $13,985 in his pockets. Tweedy would state the firearm was his and he had a concealed carry license,
but you can't have it around the drugs.
Nothing in the vehicle was his. He'd claim he won the money at the casino, but could not provide any receipts. Searching the Lamborghini, they stopped with the leather bag that was laying next to Tweedy, finding over 28 grams of cannabis. Because he was the only occupant and the bag was directly next to him, he'd be charged with felony possession of cannabis over 20 grams and possession of a concealed firearm and the commission of a felony. Another bag on the rear passenger seat contained 27 grams of ecstasy, $37,000, and multiple documents with the name Bill Capri on them. Even Kodak's federal prison ID card would be found in the bag, along with a bottle of promethazine. That same
just got
bag
all
would be
the
seen
drugs
on Kodak Black's Instagram days prior.
That's
They'd also find his gun lighter that he can be seen with on multiple occasions.
Right.
Everyone on scene was asked if the bag belonged to them, and they all denied ownership. When Kodak was informed of the money in the bag, he attempted multiple times to have the money turned over to him, claiming it belonged to his business, but he would not claim the bag or its contents. Under the rear passenger floorboard, officers found a Glock 23, and again, everyone denied ownership. Now, this took place back in November, and for some reason, it took until April 17th, 2026 for officers to receive an FDLE report identifying the substance found in the pink bag was 25 grams of ecstasy.
That's a lot of ecstasy. That's not a lot, but it's too much to be like, yeah, I'm doing this. Like, it's enough for the police to be like, I'm charging you with intent to distribute or trafficking or something like that. Because it's not like they found like 1 or 2 or 3 pills and nothing like that. No, like you got a lot of, and you got promethazine, and you got a bunch of grams of this, and you got like what you want to definitely avoid even if you not in the streets. You could just be a regular person who just do some drugs or drink some lean every now and then or whatever, which I don't condone. That shit is junky shit, but whatever. I know you're enjoying the video, but by the time I was 23, I made $1 million off of YouTube. I'm teaching everybody how to do it. I'm teaching you how to develop your own character, how to upload, how to edit, how the YouTube algorithm works, every secret that you need to actually be successful on YouTube. I'm not talking about no BS. Oh, you better post at 4 o'clock and then 3 o'clock and then clap your hands twice and hit you. No, none of that. If you want a real step-by-step, real guide for a low price ski, for me to actually teach you how to become a YouTuber and create multiple channels and make millions of dollars from it, click the link in the description. It's only $150, but you can get 20% off right now if you use the code MACMULA. So use the code MACMULA when you check out, or you can get it for $120 instead of $150. $150 will change your life. So you need to just click the link in the description and just change your life, bro. It's literally that simple. I'm guiding you through it. Even a toddler can follow them steps and get $1 million off of it. So what the fuck are you waiting for? You never want to have guns, drugs, and money on the same. You never want to have them in the car with you at the same time, bro. Ever, never. Drugs, a whole lot of cash, and guns, they gonna charge you like you a drug dealer, bro. Whether you could be a rich rapper who just walk around with 50,000 and you got some drugs because you just want a bunch of, but you know what I'm saying? But when you got a lot of drugs, a lot of money, and multiple guns, it's always gonna be bad for you. It's always gonna be bad. It ain't like they found a, see, if me personally, if I ever go somewhere with some Mary Jane, if I ever go somewhere with some thoink, I have it rolled up. That way, if you catch me and I never carry cash. I never walk around with thousands of dollars in cash, period. You know what I'm saying? So if I ever do get pulled over, God forbid, with a blunt or something like that, it's gonna be a rolled blunt. One blunt is going to be below the felony limit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna have no money and preferably no guns around me. You know what I'm saying?
Weight for this drug is only 14 grams, giving probable cause to charge Kodak Black with trafficking MDMA,
right,
14 to 200 grams.
Right.
This charge carries up to 30 years in state prison.
And then you got to think about it. They definitely going to hit him with trafficking because he ain't from Orlando. So how they going to look at it like, how did all of these drugs get to Orlando? You have to bring them with you. That's trafficking.
Being mandatory and a $50,000 fine. Now I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how it is in other states, but Florida does not play when it comes to trafficking. And yes, he can get anywhere up to 30 years if he's convicted of this offense, but
especially
3 of those years are mandatory.
He already a felon,
meaning he cannot get less than 36 months inside of prison.
Damn.
These are serious charges. A first-degree felony in Florida.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I told y'all this before. I came to Miami in 2022. Now in 2022, you still have to have a license to have your gun on you. You know what I'm saying? Now in Florida, you don't have to have a license to have your gun on you, right? But in 2022, you did. So I came out here with 2 legal guns. I knew the rules. They said you could have your gun with you, but it had to be in a case locked up. So I had my gun out riding around Miami, obviously, because what the fuck am I gonna do with my gun in the case, right? And when I got pulled over, by the time they got to the car, the gun was already in the case. Don't know if it was out or in. We don't know. No recollection of that. But I know that by the time I got pulled over, my gun was safely secured in the case under my seat. They still took all 4 of us to jail, and we sat in that bed for 18 hours. You know what I'm saying? Because they smelled loud. They found a few grams of loud. They found the guns. Like, they looked at it like we was trafficking. We just beat it because of the circumstances. The guns was legal. It wasn't that much Mary Jane, you know what I'm saying? And we didn't have really no cash on us at the time. I probably had like $1,000 cash or something like that.
Is the most serious felony you can have aside from a PBL, which would be punishable by life.
Right.
They have not been playing when it comes to drugs in Florida, especially with things testing positive for fentanyl.
Right.
Because people are dying left and right, and they're even giving out murder charges if you're caught selling that shit and someone dies.
Damn.
Bradford Cohen, Kodak's lawyer, would tell TMZ the arrest was a coordinated surrender in which police searched a vehicle with one passenger who was not Kodak. Cohen said cops found a bag containing several items, including a bottle of prescription cough syrup, which allegedly had Kodak's fingerprint on it. Now, this is a clear-cut example of a lawyer lawyering, saying it was just several items in a bag, and one of them just so happened to be a prescription bottle of cough syrup. As if we haven't seen Kodak recording himself sipping lean all over social media.
You're right.
The lawyer also wouldn't mention the 25 grams of ecstasy, Kodak's rings and scissors found next to the $100 bill with ecstasy on it. There's a lot of ways in which this case really looks bad. What's interesting though is Tweety, who was found with a felony amount of weed and a gun on him, just got his case dropped the very same day.
FBI, open up!
Damn.
Kodak gets arrested. Suspicious.
Very same day.
And I'll say this, right? To hear, these are the new metas. To hear how all of this played out. Initially in the report, it said Kodak's fingerprint wasn't found on anything inside of that bag. There was a Frisbee, there was the bottle of lean, there was multiple items. His fingerprint wasn't found, but the thing is, they can clearly tell this is his bag.
Right.
He's seen in pictures and videos possessing this bag and other items in the bag.
Right.
And they even found items, documents with his name on them, including his federal prison ID.
It's just like Pooh Shiesty. Remember when Pooh Shiesty got arrested the very first time for that shit in Miami? When he robbed them niggas and shot somebody? The reason they caught him is because when they left after Pooh Shiesty shot whoever he shot and they left the scene, they dropped a bag of some money, some cash. When the police get there, they collect the bag of the money and then they match the money serial number. You know, every dollar bill has a serial number. They match that serial number with Pooh Shiesty's pictures from earlier that day in Miami. Same money, same serial number. That's how that's one of the ways they caught Pooh Shiesty. Because they say, oh yeah, that was for sure was you. Because look, you got the same money, same serial number on the same day on the scene of the crime. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, kind of similar to this.
To have a federal prison ID in the same bag,
I don't understand that one.
as an amount of ecstasy that will send you back to prison.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
Is insane. To me at least. Maybe not to Kodak. But in all seriousness,
I don't understand that one.
Kodak's lawyer said, to sum it up, he can't wait to beat this case and they stay charging Kodak with some bullshit. This is my
That's not bullshit.
perspective on that. Sometimes people need to go to jail to sober up. And I understand this lawyer has a father-son relationship with Kodak, and
Just like I said, sometimes people need to go to jail to save their life. Some niggas out here is just wilding out, tripping, tweaking. And if they don't go to jail, they gonna end up dead. That's the case for a lot of these drill rappers, a lot of these everybody. If they don't go to jail, they gonna end up dead. A lot of people in jail will tell you that, nigga, if I ain't get locked up, I'll be dead. You know what I'm saying? Or if rap didn't save my life, I'll be dead. Or, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes jail, some people just need to go to jail for a second. Maybe it's to sober up. Maybe it's to get their mind right. Maybe it's to stay away from the streets, talk to older people, you know what I'm saying, for different reasons. But some people be having to go to jail to really like change their life for real. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of motherfuckers don't learn it. Most people only learn the hard way. So you might have to go to prison for a few years to really learn, like, oh, this what it's like. I ain't coming back in them motherfucking ooh. Or damn, like I was outside wilding for real. When I get home, I need to calm down. I'm gonna end up back in here dead. Like sometimes you gotta learn the hard way, bro, with a lot of people.
Knocking that, and he is a lawyer, he's doing his job. But you know how sometimes parents let the police take the kid?
Yeah, exactly.
They'll teach him a lesson.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing about jail is it sobers you up.
Sobers you up, it keep you alive.
Unless you have crazy access to mad shit. Depends on where you go, really.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see Kodak overdose. And I've had this same viewpoint with multiple videos that I've covered. I don't care if it's the Island Boys. I don't care who it is, what they've done that I disagree with. Finding sobriety is key in this situation.
Yeah.
Kodak is a talented rapper, hands down. Some people want to see his downfall, some people don't. But at the end of the day, nobody wants to see him go out like a Jimi Hendrix.
Right.
any superstar that's overdosed and it's cost them their career.
Literally, bro.
Everyone sees the signs and can see how dangerous this is. People have seen him performing and looking like he's gone, and you know, he did a stream with Kai Cenat, threw something up, popped it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see Kodak go out that way.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see a person go out that way. I hope somehow he's able to find sobriety, enter a program, do something in which he can get away from this drug use. Because at the end of the day, even if it's you know, like, bro, your entourage around you, these dudes that are around you, you got bags and this shit, they're not trying to get caught up with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's you that's primarily wanting to use this shit.
It, right.
From what we can tell, we know you want some drugs. You know what I mean? Everyone knows that. And I'm not gonna down him for it, because a lot of people have been there.
Yeah.
I just hope that he finds a way out of that cycle.
Yeah.
It's not the prison time I'm worried about. It's more so
he got to get help
doing something and not waking up.
Right.
And TMZ is the first to report the news, and that's why it's like, with his lawyer, like, oh, I'm confidently gonna beat this. When you keep beating these cases,
you keep enabling them and saving them.
Almost like enabling someone to keep doing it. Because if you have somebody that gets away,
it starts to feel like they indestructible. It starts to feel like they undefeated. They bulletproof. Like, you know what I'm saying? It starts to make you feel like, oh, can't nobody beat me. They can't hold me in there. Man, what? I don't care nothing about no jail. I'm finna go in. I got the best lawyer. So now it's like, that's the problem with money. You know, like when you get a lot of money and stuff, you got a lot of yes men around you. Nobody really gonna tell you no. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like, even if somebody do want to tell you no, and you be like, boy, I give you 100,000, just go give me some drugs. All right, give me 100,000. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got the best lawyers. I got this. I got that. So it's like, you feel like you untouchable. You feel like nobody can do nothing to you. You can do whatever you want to do. Nobody gonna tell you no. You know what I'm saying? You can go wherever, however. You can dress however. You know what I'm saying? You can go in the nicest restaurant in the world looking crazy as hell, but if you get them $1,000, they'll let you sit down. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gets to a point where you can start doing whatever you want to do. And when you young, and, you know, Kodak been having money since he was real young, like probably like 18 or something like that. It was probably when No Flocking came out and really turned up and shit. So I think that's one of the best things that happened to me was not getting money too young. You know what I'm saying? I got money when I was 23, but I was very mature. I didn't get money at fucking 19, 18, and now I'm just used to doing whatever I want to do, but I'm young as hell, but I got all the money to do whatever, but I don't know what, like, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, it's in a way, it's like enabling him to keep doing the same bullshit.
With all the shit they're doing, why would they stop doing it?
Yeah.
They get away with it every time.
Right.
And that's just my humble perspective on the situation. Obviously, nobody wants to see Kodak go to prison.
Yeah.
But if it would take you a good 30 to 60 days to sit down and get your thoughts together, sober up, get back on a fitness journey, and you know, stop working out, getting in shape. There's just so many different paths he can go.
Out
I
like
don't
Gucci,
know
Gucci
what
right
he is as far as religion. I believe a Hebrew Israelite. I just hope that he's able to tap in with his higher power and find a better way to carry out the blessing he's received, that is superstardom, as becoming a rapper.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to see Kodak Black go out bad.
Right.
But hey, it's 1090J. Let me know y'all's thoughts and comments in the comments.
Don't nobody want to see him go out bad, but, you know, a lot of y'all be getting mad at me when I wish jail on people. But sometimes, like I said, bro, I'd rather a nigga get locked up than get killed, whether it's by drugs, by the ops, whatever the case is. Like, I'd rather you get locked up, go in there, change your life, come out a new man. You know what I'm saying? Some people got to go to prison to finally get close to God. You know what I'm saying? Some people got to go to prison to finally realize, like, I've been tripping out here. Some people got to go to prison to get sober. Because when you have money, the thing about drugs and money is they go hand in hand, bro. It's going to be hard to quit them drugs when you can afford whatever drug you want, whenever you want, however you want. It's going to be hard to quit them drugs when you know you can take a private jet to Mexico and come back with 62 pounds of fucking whatever drug you own and just have it in your warehouse office and just sit there and just do drug all day long. See, when you broke, it's hard to be an addict when you broke. That's why you see the crackheads on the corner, begging for money, shaking their cup, begging for change. It's hard. You got to put work in to get this little $5 to go get this little nickel bag of crack rock real quick and go do your thing, and then come back outside and hustle for more $5. And you know what I'm saying? But now you homeless, you strung out, you dirty. You know what I'm saying? But when you got money, you know what I'm saying? That's when it's get hard. And so that you need something. Sometimes people need something to be like, okay, you can't, no matter how much money you got in prison, you can't just have drugs galore. You might be able to sneak some here and there, but you ain't just having 52 pounds or whatever in your cell and you just taking whatever all day, however. You feel me? So he got to get off the drugs, though, bro. He got to get off the drugs because Kodak Black too talented. Like, that's one thing about Kodak. Like, he's supposed to be as big as YoungBoy. He's supposed to, and I know he is as popular as YoungBoy, but I mean, like, he's supposed to be going on tour and selling out arenas, and you know what I'm saying, and be the biggest rapper. He's supposed to be one of them big ass rappers that's doing all the crazy shit, and you know. And he got the talent to do it, bro. He got the talent to do it. He's a superstar. People love him, whether he do drugs, whether he do this, something crazy. People love Kodak Black, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times motherfuckers be like taking advantage, not taking advantage, but like taking for granted they blessing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't, boy, you from the hood, boy. You from the projects, the ugly corner. You know what I'm saying? You from the gutter. And you a multi-millionaire. You've been a multi-millionaire for more than 10 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been banging Kodak for more than 10 years, gang. I remember the summer going into my senior year. I had a little summer job, little summer internship. And I used to go to work on them 2-3 buses every single day listening. I done been in jail too many years. The years that I won't get back. And I didn't get it too many. Like, I used to listen to Kodak Black, Everything 1K. Like, him and that, what's that song with Boosie? Institution. Like, nigga, you been rich for 10 years. You've probably made $50 to $100 million. You've built a self-sustained career to the point where if you don't want to, you ain't got to work no more for the rest of your life. Stop wasting that shit on drugs, though, gang. Get you a blunt. Get you a blunt and a little wine, and I promise you, you good. Smoke you a blunt or two a day if that's what you want to do. Maybe a glass of wine every other day or something like that. Work out, chill, get you a pretty girlfriend, take care of your kids, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of niggas I don't know if it's the trauma, I don't know what it is, but somebody got to help Kodak because he out here. And it's been getting worse. Every time I see Kodak on Instagram, it seems like he getting higher and higher, and it's getting worse and worse. So I don't know, folks, but